Spanning the 1920s to the mid-1930s, the Harlem Renaissance was a literary, artistic, and intellectual movement that kindled a new Black cultural identity. Today we have a woman who is very strong and successful throughout our history. She was known as the midwife of the Harlem Renaissance and as a literary editor for the crisis. She has supported many new voices during the Harlem Renaissance. She's authored for novels, essays, and poems. She was active during the Harlem Renaissance and awakening of an artistic output within the African American community. In her editorial role, she has encouraged a number of writers. Please welcome the one and only beautiful Jessie Redmon Fauset. So what was life like during the Harlem Renaissance?
Well, life was very rough and difficult for all African Americans. During that time, I was denied admission to Byron Moore College for its racist admissions policies. Although the college was particularly responsible for me receiving a scholarship to Cornell University. There, I was one of the first Black women students. I majored in classical languages, and I became the first Black woman admitted to Phi Beta Kappa. The second time that I was racially affected was when the city of Philadelphia refused to hire me to teach in a public school.
Wow, discriminated against twice?
Yes, but it has helped me with who I become.
How exactly did it help you?
Well, me and my family, we were never well off, and we really valued education. So when I was denied to the college I wanted to go to, I was very disappointed. But like I said before, they did help me get a scholarship to Cornell University, which helped me to receive more education.
That is wonderful to hear. We will now be introducing Susie Crawford.
Hi, I'm Susie Crawford.
Hi, nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Wonderful. What literary come about?
Well, in 1919, I moved to New York to assume the position of literary editor of the magazine called The Crisis. It was a magazine that had an important role in Black American literature. For 10 years, it was me who discovered, nurtured, encouraged, and published the writers who gave new birth to Black American literature. I also contributed my own work to the magazine, such as articles here and there.
So I also heard that you were the co-editor of the Brownies book during that time.
Yes, the book was published within the year of 1920 to 1921.
Can you tell me more about that?
Well, yeah, basically the book was meant to teach or have African American children understand more about their heritage, and it was basically information that I would have wanted to know when I was a child.
Wow, that's amazing. And so by 1933, she had already written 4 novels.
Actually, yeah, I did. Most of my characters deal with what African Americans dealt with during the time. Some people may have been against it due to the characters being treated and their race, and it being a novel, but it was based on the reality of African Americans.
Oh, wow. Well, my time's up now. Heffany Marie will arrive shortly.
Nice to meet you. I'm Heffany Marie. So I've heard you've written many novels before. What inspired you to write There Is Confusion?
I was inspired to write my novel after reading an inaccurate portrayal of African Americans in a book that was penned.
So you have written poetry, correct?
Yes, I have 6 poems: Christmas Eve in France, Courage, He Said, Dead Fires, La Vie, C'était la Vie, Oblivion, or Flamme.
Can you tell me a little more about them?
Well, all my poems are quite different, such as my poem La Vie, C'était la Vie is about a woman not being enough, and then Oblivion being about not wanting to be remembered after death. And then Dead Fires or Flamme are about African American struggles and slavery. My poems range in topics, but all have a message in the end.
So I would like to know if it's okay if I could read one of your poems to the audience.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, guys. So today I will be reading La Vie, C.S. La Vie. On summer afternoon, I sit in Quinzet Bayou in the park, and ideally watch the sunbeams glide and tint the ash trees' bark. or else I watch the squirrels frisk and chaffer in the grassy lane, and all the while I mark your voice breaking with love and pain. I know a woman who would give her chance of heaven to take my place, to see the love light in your eyes, the love glow on your face. And there's a man whose lightest word can set my chilly blood afire. Fulfillment of his least behest defines my life desires. But he will none of me, nor I of you, nor you of her, till these said, this world is full of jets like these. I wish that I were dead. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, Mrs. Fauset.
Fauset was responsible for the development of many new African American voices, while her novels, essays, poems, and other work meant that she was a prolific author in her own right. Though not as well known as many of her contemporaries, Fauset was an important part of the Harlem Renaissance.